Here to talk about the new open carry law. Welcome, Chief.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I understand that you were one of the featured speakers at the Chamber Luncheon today, and you discussed this very issue. So let's start.
I was asked by Phil before he passed to speak to the Chamber Luncheon in regards to the open carry law. Basically, kind of direct businesses what they could do, what they couldn't do, how they needed to go forward through the process, signage, those type of things.
I know there's a lot of confusion right now. A lot of businesses are still like, what do I need to know? Everything from how the police get involved, the signs that are on the business. We have a sign out at our business,
right.
But talk to me a little bit about where it's frowned upon. I know schools frown upon it. I mean, tell me more about it.
Well, you know, some of the issues that some of the businesses have not quite learned yet is that, you know, when we had the concealed handgun license, Chapter 3602, you had that verbiage that you had to have at the entrance, and then it had to be in English and in Spanish. Well, you still have to have that for concealed, and you have to have 3607 for open carry as well. So, or you can do both, or either one. You know, businesses can say, I'll allow concealed, but I won't allow open carry. So those are some of the issues that we worked through today. Talked about the size of the lettering on the signs, and they have to be contrasting colors and those type of things. And you could sense that there was some confusion. The law itself is confusing. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
So that means that our lawmakers in Austin need to go back and tackle this issue again.
Yeah, I mean, it does need to be addressed. The way the it's written, it says that, you know, you have to carry the weapon in a side holster or shoulder holster. But it doesn't specify that you have to wear it that way. So that could be complicated. And of course, then the big issue is, do we have the authority to detain people? And our organization believes that we do, because it is we still have the law in the penal code that says it is unlawful to possess a weapon, a pistol, unless you have a license. So you know, there's no way for an officer to know that a citizen is legally carrying unless we stop them identifying.
So I'm sure you've gone over this with your officers because you're directly involved. Every time you get a call, hey, there's a guy with a gun at my business, you know, everyone wants to jump, but he may be lawful in carrying that.
Yeah, and we haven't had a lot of those calls. You know, I think it was, everybody was surprised across the entire state that we didn't have anything really blow up. We've had a couple of calls, nothing major, but most of all, we haven't had any calls. Our dispatchers have a checklist to ask if a call comes in, what type of questions to ask to determine if it's a bad guy with a gun or if it's somebody that's just openly carrying.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the officers you have out on patrol, if there are an overabundance of calls, they're going to be stretched thin going to answer calls about somebody that has a gun with him.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate. We haven't had that yet. So I don't see that happening in the future. I just hope that everybody's responsible. You know, I always recommend carrying concealed, even if you do have that license and the ability to open carry, because that's to me, that's a tactical advantage to be concealed. And I do recommend everybody get the license.
All right, and if anyone has any questions, they can call the San Angelo Police Department and ask any question. Do you recommend anyone in particular that can answer?
They can call any of us. We can all answer the questions.
And answer the question about their business and what to do, what not to do. And
absolutely.
Sort of. All right, Chief Tim Vasquez from